Hi everybody, just giving you some tips on how to do a closeout. So what is closeout? Closeout is the last probably 10 to 7 days of any month. And what you want to do is you want to get every single lead that came into your business that month, whether it be a web inquiry, lead box, it could have been a referral, it could be a membership inquiry, it could be a walk-in. Any single person that's come in or made contact with your business that month, you want to be calling them between 7 and 10 days out from the last day of the month and letting them know that the offer is finishing or closing out. And with that, we want to make sure that we bring everybody that said no to the offer or to originally, so they might not have wanted to buy, because we just give them a call and say, hi, it's Amanda calling from XYZ, just a service call. I know that at the time it wasn't right for you to get started, but I just really wanted to make sure that you knew that this offer was finishing on the 31st of July. And I know you had goals of, losing 20 kilos, and we'd love the opportunity to help you start with that. Have you reconsidered? And then you can just let them go. And even if they don't start with you or book you a time, you've still planted a seed and you've created urgency. Now, there's two things that can happen from this call. Is that one, you obviously get an appointment and someone will want to come in with you and join with you or even talk further. And the second thing is you've created urgency for the last 7 days of that month to for them to try and activate to come down and get started. Now, when I was pregnant with Lily, I actually had I had a team of about 4 or 5 staff, and I said to them, listen guys, I'll give you New Year's Eve off. It was about the 28th of the month. I said, I'll give you New Year's Eve off. Just close out your calls now and try and book people in. And they did. They got people in before and they had the day off. And I worked from, I think it was about 6 o'clock in the morning till about midday, and we shut the club. And I sold 18 sales just from walk-ins, from all the hype that the guys had created by doing their closeout calls. So they had still done all their sales and had their appointments, but they just had made those extra calls, and the people that they'd planted the seeds with came in and joined, and it was just a crazy closeout day. So the last day of the month obviously is the last day they could get the promo. So go through all your guest registers and welcome registers and all your leads, and you just give everybody a call and say, look, it's Amanda calling from XYZ Health Club. Just giving you a quick call because I know you really wanted to lose 20 kilos and the offer really is genuine. It ends on the 31st of the month. Is there anything we can do to get you started? And you'll just work through the issues that they might have, and you just need to cover a few objections. You might need to do some negotiation, book an appointment, or if all else fails, you've just generated some urgency for the membership and to get started on their program with them. So do that with everybody that said no during the month, and do that with everybody that's still pending decisions. And what you want to do is bring them from contemplation into preparation and action down the stages of change, and they're only in action if they're joined. So do that, create urgency, tie the goal to the offer, because they won't be able to buy just off the offer on its own, because it's not logical. The brain doesn't work that way when it makes purchasing decisions. It's very emotionally based. So please make sure there's the urgency, an emotional reason, which is their goals, and the logic, which is the offer. And you should increase your opportunity to help that person get started. So with closeout, when you're making your phone calls, though, please keep your headset, or handset I should call it, live, and bang through the phone calls as we go along, and don't just hang up after every phone call. I have seen many people take 20 minutes between each phone call. It's just not good enough. You need to keep it live, ring one person, get on to the next one, ring the next one, and then do your paperwork afterwards. If you want to then get your paperwork and then put it into a dead lead folder or an archive folder afterwards, that's fine, but just make piles of it. Don't do it every single time you've got a lead. You want to just bang through the phone calls, get outcomes, make minor notes, and then at the end you can do your, in the last hour you can do your admin and schedule that in separately, because you'll just be way more effective. So I would say that you want to be doing at least 20 phone calls an hour, at least, in the closeout phase, and you want to be booking, at least a quarter of those into appointments if you can. Now with closeout, you're creating all this urgency and momentum. You could also do, some text messaging and emails and Facebook advertising to close a promotion out from a marketing perspective, but that's marketing. This activity that I'm talking about really needs to be done in person as a sales interaction. And the other thing I want to talk about in this environment is that when you're doing closeout, you're doing these great sales at the end of the month to try and boost your numbers up and obviously get these decisions made, make these people stop procrastinating and get them going, is that you must get referrals, because you've just been going to close out your whole folders, close out all your leads for the month, don't keep them because people's motivation drops down anyway. So leads sitting in folders for weeks and months is just not a hot lead. I know you can always stimulate them, but that'll be done in your marketing pieces through your ongoing communication through emails and SMS messages with certain campaigns. Once they're, you know, gone cold, you might as well just go out and do outreach and source for new leads. I'm not really impressed by any salespeople that have got big folders of leads from months and months ago. Kind of like that's unproductive. One, they should have been closed out a lot earlier, and they're not real leads, so you might as well put them into archiving down the track. So, but that makes it really important for you to get referrals off from these people that are closing out and buying during closeout week, because it gives you a whole list of people to start new with the next week on the first week of the month. And you're not just stopping dead with your momentum. And the other thing is that you've got new members joining at the last week of the month, and then, you know, to support them, we give the members a 7-day pass to give to a friend to support them coming through. So it also aids the retention and the induction of that new member. So I think it's a great thing, closeout. We must really work hard at it. It's hard work. Call everybody that said no. Just give them a customer service call just to let them know that your offer's finishing. Make people sitting on the fence make a decision one way or another, get a yes or a no. No's are still good because at least that person's made a decision. You just don't want people sitting in an indecisive space. So just, you know, one way or the other, it's okay if your leads say yes or no. The more no's you get, the closer you get to yeses anyway. And it's good that that person's actually made a decision not to do it rather than just, you know, procrastinating for months and months and months. And then lastly, referrals. Just remember, they're going to be the thing that fills the lead bucket again for the next month, and also retain the members of those people that just joined, because, you know, exercising together is a much better environment and much more fun than exercising on your own. So hopefully those were few great tips for you. You know, all the best with your closeout. Bye, guys.